Okay, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect. This is for Union, Fayette, and Franklin counties. And then we also have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for sections of Decatur County as well. These storms are likely to produce golf ball sized hail uh, and 70-mile-an-hour winds. And that wind threat is observed. They've caught that and just to the north of Greensburg, just south of the Rushville area. This is a dangerous storm, and this is going to be the one that we kind of watch over the next little bit here. I will say one of the saving factors in our severe weather threat, this rain shield has developed. And this rain shield, what that's going to do is going to cut back on our severe weather threat. So thank goodness for that. But I still think we're going to see some damaging severe weather here in the parts of Decatur, Franklin, Union, and Fayette counties here over the next little bit. That storm's moving more to the east. I will say also in sections of Jennings, Scott, and Jefferson County, we got to watch those too. And notice that rain shield developing out ahead of that too. That helps out with the severe potential on those. So I want to go over to Analyzer and we'll go into this storm here that's quickly moving off towards the north, or excuse me, to the east here. And you'll see here we've got a little area of rotation, nothing that's too concerning, but you can see there that golf ball sized tail potential right there on that Shelby Rush County line, and that's moving off towards the east southeast. So you can see Laurel, Alpine, Connorsville, all in the zone there to see impactful hail here. And then you can see as we go a little bit further off towards the south, it's pretty strong storms here. This is a destructive tag here as well. Jonesville, Elizabethtown should be getting warnings shortly for Jennings County and portions of Jefferson and Scott County. I'll let you know when those warnings are issued here shortly. But all of these storms, and actually here within the last few, let me go back over here to the other radar view. Over the last few here, I have noticed a ramp up on the storm in the near the Rushville area. You can see. Let me see if I can put a little bit of a loop on here. Um, let me put it on the other radar here. There we go. And you can see that here within the last few frames, seen it weaken there a little bit, and then we started to see that hail core come back up on it. And that storm's moving off towards the east, while these storms down to the south are making more of a dive to the southeast. Um, so, we kind of got southeast here, and then we've got storms here moving to the east. And we'll see if anything gets going here in between these cells. But it's looking like, from my point of view on radar, um, let me pull this out here, that it's looking like areas, let's say from a line here, we'll see some severe weather. And then from a line here, we'll see some severe weather. And then this area here will kind of miss out on some of the severe weather. So in that zigzag area. So if you're south of that line and north of that line, you're going to see the potential here for severe weather as these storms are moving through here. We'll go back into this storm that's moving into now Decatur, Franklin, Union, and Fayette counties. This is a pretty strong storm, near the Rushville area here. And, this is Highway 52 right here, Highway 44 here, moving off to the east. So if you're in Alpine, you need to seek shelter. Get your car in the garage because the golf ball sized hail is a potential here on this storm. This storm's moving, National Weather Service saying the storm's moving off to the east at about 50 miles per hour. So I'm going to put a track on the where that hail core would be headed. Let me update the track here on this. And there we go. You can see these areas will be in the impact of the storm. Laurel by 5:30, Alpine 5:31 moves into Brookville 5:42, and then we'll move into West College Corner 5:54. And then into Oxford by 5:58. So that is a severe thunderstorm warning tagged uh, destructive for golf ball sized hail as that's moving off towards the east. And really, it's looking like, in my opinion, that that's going to probably be the show, just because of this rain shield that's developed, and which is good news. I mean, we don't. The number one thing here was, we thought we'd see some, destructive storms here today. We still have a couple. We've got this one, and then we've got this one here that'll move into southeastern Indiana. But this rain shield that has developed is really going to help mitigate that severe weather threat a little bit across the area here. So these warnings will still go out, but overall, I'm less concerned here than I was earlier. And it's really hard to predict whether it's, a rain shield's going to develop like this. So it's kind of here or there, right? So it's weather. Looks like tornado warning now on the Scott County, Jennings County line. So this area here could become tornado warned shortly. Let me get that on there. That storm's moving off towards the east at 35 miles per hour. So if that's moving off to the east at about 35, that area of rotation. Let me take this off. This is going to move it into Seymour 527, Lovett by 550, North Vernon by 552, and then DuPont by 602. So this cell here will be moving into the western sections of the area within the next 30 minutes or so. So Jennings County, Scott County, Jefferson County, like I said, be ready for a tornado warned storm to be impacting your area shortly. So, just going to check some updates here from the National Weather Service. 70-mile-an-hour winds are observed on the storm up there, moving into Union and Fayette County. Let's see. Okay. So really the only storm that I'm watching that concerns me here around here right now is definitely that storm just to the south of Paoli, southeast of French Lick. You see that right there. Let me take the lightning off. That's the storm that I've been watching. But this one has started to get a little more active here within the last few. So we've got to watch this one here for the potential to rotate too. Uh, but we've got these two storms here, this one here that's going to move north of Cincinnati, and then we've got this one that's kind of making an east-southeast move. Okay, so it could go this direction. It just depends on how it gets its act together. It could make more of an easterly trajectory, but the whole entire complex here of storms, there's an outflow boundary a little bit further south. And those storms are going to ride that outflow boundary more than likely. But that storm there is going to be the one we've got to watch for portions of the area here, followed by the storm up around the Connorsville area here. I'm just curious. Let me pull this up real quick and just see. Just want to see how Future Radar is kind of moving this complex of storms. Let's see. still showing some pretty strong storms to be moving through the area here over the next several hours. So you can see back on Analyzer, we go here. More than likely, they're going to um, cancel that destructive tag for the tornado warning that or severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Jackson County and Bartholomew County. Um, it's not looking as destructive as what it once was. It's looking more of a uh, rotating thunderstorm that's moving off towards the south and east. And we can kind of zoom into this and look at it a little bit better here. You can see that area of spin right in here, okay? And when we look at normalized rotation, it's not as impressive as what I'd want it to see for a tornado warning, but that's okay. And you can see this is moving off. Let's just I just want to track how we're moving here. And yeah, this is kind of making a more of an easterly track here over the past little bit. So we're going to have to watch this storm into Ripley County, Jefferson County, Jennings County, Ohio, Switzerland, Dearborn County. This will probably be if it holds together and stays severe because we've got this rain shield right here that can cut off these supercells that are in the area here. Okay. You can see big severe storms going on up further north, up towards Fort Wayne. But our storm watching right now, couple of them. The first one here near the Rushville area, um, moving into sections of Union and Fayette County, and then the far southern sections of far southern section or northern sections of Franklin County in Indiana. So you're seeing this storm here on the radar view right now. And let's take a look at the hail threat with this storm. And, from what it's looking like here on radar, looking anywhere from maybe up to quarter-sized hail based on what we're seeing here. But you can see the storm down to the south definitely could be producing maybe a little bit larger, but it's still saying quarter here. Looks like a better threat for, quarter size or larger hail near, let's say, just north of Medora, moving off towards the east, towards Seymour, North Vernon, in those areas there. So, and then the storms that are further south producing up to a golf ball or larger. Okay, so there's the storm. I really don't think this storm is producing destructive hail. And if anything, we've lost more of the hail threat here with this storm. And yeah, it continues to weaken here. And I think this is going to be more of just maybe a 60-mile-an-hour wind threat and quarter-sized hail with this storm as it moves into northern Franklin, most of Franklin County, and then Union and Fayette County area as well here. So yeah, a lot of you guys were saying you're seeing a lot of light rain. That helps out with that helps out. It helps mitigate the severe weather threat. It helps. Um, it helps. Sorry about that. So it helps kind of mitigate that tornado threat, kind of cuts it off. And you can really see it started to cut it off here within the last few. See how strong that storm was up there and now starting to collapse as it's, ingesting, nasty, we call it nasty fuel. So you can definitely tell these tops are coming down too. See? So I really think, having you guys on here right now, and I'm just going to kind of just be transparent of what's occurring here. This is a decaying line of showers and storms. Um, we may get by this evening with little to no warnings in the area, all because of this rain shield that's developed. Now, think about it this way: if I go to the gas station and I have to have the high premium gas to put in my car, and I put in the cheap gas, and that's what's happening as the rain in front of this is the storms are technically breathing in that air, and it's cold air to them, so it's the cheaper fuel, if you will. And these storms are, digesting that and not doing well in this environment. This is a primed environment for conducive for severe weather. Um, but when you get these rain shields that develop, these storms that get so strong, and then we start to see this occur, and this has happened before, and then we just end up with, little to no severe weather threat here. So, I am concerned in the short term a little bit here for, the Jennings County, Jefferson County area, maybe even Scott County, for spinning storm here. But if you look at it as it's on the loop here, you can see it was stronger up here towards Brown County, Indiana, and as it's moved towards Brownstown in Jackson County, it's really decayed in the reflectivity. You can still see it spinning right there. It's going to move towards Seymour. You might see a wall cloud, but I doubt this thing's doing anything. And you can see, the storm down here further south, towards south of Paoli, north of the Corden area. It's spinning pretty good. And then we're watching some storms here just to the southwest of Jasper that are spinning good, and those are going to be the ones that tend to rotate a little bit more. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of you are going to get on here and you're going to make Chris, you hyped all this up, and it ended up being nothing. Well, at least I was the first one to come on here and tell you that the threat was dying down just because of this rain shield. But I'll keep an eye out on it. If there's anything that I think that needs to be warned, I'll let you know. But for the most part, I think a lot of us are lucky that we're not going to have to deal with much in the way of any widespread severe weather here as these storms continue to move off towards the east here. So I will keep you updated through the evening hours, but for the most part, even the National Weather Service in Wilmington has downgraded that severe thunderstorm warning to 60-mile-an-hour winds. You can see that right there for Franklin, Union, Fayette County, 60-mile-an-hour wind, and then up to half-dollar sized hail. So glad that we're getting more of a rain shield here. So I'll keep my eye out on this storm here near Seymour as it makes its way into Jennings, Scott, Jefferson County. We'll see what happens. But like I said, it's ingesting this rain-cooled air, so it shouldn't, get too crazy. But if it does, I'll let you know. And then, you can see the storm down here towards the Corden area. Tornado possible, considerable damage, golf ball size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Those are the storms that you're going to have to watch moving towards Louisville. It looks like Louisville is going to end up getting the better threat for severe weather here this evening as these storms continue to move through here. Maybe some rumbles of thunder, lightning, gusts of wind, but not looking too great for the potential for severe weather, which is good news. You guys can probably, for the most part, get back to whatever you were going to do for the evening, because I'm not too impressed here by the latest radar scans with all this rain cooled air moving in. It's not conducive for severe weather. I'll keep my eye out on here, but that's it for right now.